have these last few weeks been for you this spring and throughout the whole year here at UMass?
Just creating connection with the guys on the team, offensively, defensively, just getting around guys, trying to make everybody as comfortable with me as I am with them.
Take us through like the process of selecting UMass. What was that like, and why did you pick UMass in the end?
I felt like it was an easy decision. Obviously, you go where you feel wanted. And Coach H, Coach Warner, Zoom, they stayed on me. Like, they just kept recruiting me through the whole process. I felt like that meant more than going to a bigger school. So I felt like coming home was the best option.
What's kind of your goal? If you look at it, a lot of hype on the outside and stuff. What's your goal for this season?
Team success. I want to win. Obviously, I know Coach H wants to win. Coach Warner want to win bad. So I think that's where we're at right now. We just want team success.
What's your relationship like with Coach Warner? How's it been, working on the offense, getting settled in here?
Coach Warner is probably the perfect coach for me. He never tells you when you're doing right, only when you're doing wrong. And I feel like that pushes you to be perfect. And if you're reaching perfection, the worst thing you can get out of perfection is greatness. So I think Coach Warner is doing an excellent job coaching everybody up, getting the O-line right, wide receivers right, just getting everybody to understand football.
What are some of the biggest lessons you learned at Virginia Tech that you can take here?
Never take time for granted. I thought I had all the time in the world, being a young guy there. I felt like I was going to get my opportunity. And once I got my opportunity, I knew I would seize the moment. Things didn't go as planned, but, that just wasn't in my deck of cards. It wasn't in God's plan. So I just kind of took that chip on the shoulder and I carried it with me here.
Do you feel any extra pressure being the local guy coming back and people putting all of these expectations on you, or is that easy to kind of put aside?
Me, I'm a guy who loves pressure. So when people kind of try to put more things on me, I feel like it just makes me be better. So I look for more pressure. I look for the harder things, like the harder work. And that's just kind of who I've been as a person growing up, still to this day.
What's the biggest thing you've learned in your college experience from down at Virginia Tech to here, as far as the game itself is concerned?
Just being able to play with your eyes. A lot of film goes into being able to play with your eyes and feet all work together, and that should tell you where you're going with the ball. And I feel like Coach Warner, once again, helped me even elevate my game after that. I felt like I was a good quarterback coming in, but that's obviously my perception. He tweaked a lot of things, and I feel like he's getting me right. He's getting me NFL ready.
How excited are you to play with Joe Griffin again?
Oh, that's my dog. I know, obviously, I've seen today. He's going to go out there, you put the ball around him, he's going to make plays. So Joe going to be Joe, and we going to make sure, everybody get that ball and everybody score.
What about the other weapons, T.Y., some of the other guys?
I'm excited about the whole wide receiver core, all the tight ends, all the running backs. I feel like we got a lot of explosion and a good mix of power. And I feel like that opens up the game for me because now you don't have to guard one guy. You got to guard both sides of the field and the run game. And I feel like that completes an offense.
How's it been for you kind of settling into the university, campus, classes? Being local, does that make it easier?
Yeah, being a local guy obviously made it easy. I've been up here quite a few times just being younger. Obviously, this was my first offer in 8th grade. So I kind of been around, and I think it was just not a hard adjustment. I'm either at the facility or I'm at home. It's not really too much else to be doing out here. So I kind of just, take it day by day.
What has the competition been like in the quarterback room with the other guys?
It's great. RJ pushes me the best. Aiden is coming along. He's doing great for a freshman. It's really impressive to me, honestly, because I couldn't pick up an offense like this when I was a freshman. So I think Aiden's going to be a great quarterback in the future. And I think every day we all just kind of approach a game like we try and be the best we can be. So I think it's a great competition in that room, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
What's the backstory to the nickname Pop?
My grandfather had gave it to me when I was young. So said I was like an angry old man. I used to just do whatever I want, walk around with a certain swag, and the name stuck with me.
Who have you played against on the defensive side of the ball that's really impressed you?
Everybody. That D-line moving around. Linebackers, they flow excellent. T-Mart, Timmy, Mike Robb. That's going to be a dangerous three. And then you got the back end, obviously, TJ, KB, Zay Reed. He's a dog out there. So I feel like we got all the pieces we need to be a successful team. Now it's just about putting all the pieces together and just getting better every day, step by step.
You mentioned wanting team success. After how this team finished last season, how are you guys going to evaluate team success over the course of this year?
team success is setting the standard every day. So if you come in every day and you have a bar, you want to be no lower than that bar. So our bar, like I said, is perfection. So if we lower than perfection, we still striving to be great. So I feel like if we striving to be great, that's going to carry over in the fall camp and obviously into the season. If we're a well-oiled machine in the season, we're going to be good.
Coach Simiak was talking about your leadership and guys gravitating towards you. How would you describe your leadership style?
I'm an understanding dude. Like, everybody gonna make mistakes. I'm not about to sit here and yell at nobody for mistakes. Only thing I want to see out of somebody is effort. You pull the wrong way, you better pull the wrong way and knock somebody's head off. Like, that's all I want to see. Like, I'm not always gonna make the right read. Coach ain't gonna always call the right call, but if the effort's there, we can work with it. Like, we can make things work. Like, that's the whole thing. Name of the game, making things work. Nobody's gonna be perfect.
Just how excited are you about getting a chance to an opportunity to play, again after a few years where you had to kind of compete?
It's an answered prayer. I just felt like, I was ready. I wanted to play, and I was eager to. And that just wasn't where I was supposed to be, I guess. God had different plans, so he put me where he wanted me, and he's allowing me to thrive. So every day, I just go out there, I try to be the best me and play in his name.
How does UMass spring practice so far compare to Virginia Tech?
Same to me. I feel like we're getting real good work. I would say the only thing that's different is we practice a little less over here. Like, I would say the time difference, like Virginia Tech, we were more about like 2 hours, 15 minutes. Over here, it's like 1 hour 45, but it's 1 hour 45 and you're nonstop and it's full speed, full speed, full speed. So I feel like we're getting the same, if not more, out of it.
How do you feel the offense fared in the end zone periods today?
The offense did good. Obviously, we gotta, keep going over installs, get better with our details. But I felt like as if the effort and the intent was there. So once again, that's all I can ask for. I gotta allow the coaches to be coaches.
TJ was just in here talking about his connection with you. How have you enjoyed connecting with guys from different position groups like TJ?
It starts in the weight room. Being a new guy, you walk in and you're quiet, kind of bashful to a sense. And I would say TJ was like one of the first guys to, just show me that, like, you cool here. And it just made me feel comfortable and it allowed me to be me. And it kind of just kept stacking day after day. So once I started talking to TJ a lot, I started talking to Zay, Mike Rob, KB. So now I'm cool with the whole defense. And, I'm still taking the O-line out to eat. So I think it just came day by day, honestly, just kind of building relationships, the normal way.